Let's hear some enthusiasm, please. It's a beautiful day in Morningside Heights, right? To engage neighbors in understanding the history and the culture of our neighborhood in order to protect and improve it, in order to preserve our diversity and our stability. What do you guys think of that?
I've heard some rumblings that the citizens grow weary of your projects. All this construction is very expensive, and it's forcing some out of their homes.
They are not my projects, they are our projects. If there's one thing I know, Aspasia, it's that we must continue our expansion. I'm proposing today that we extend our city walls all the way to the sea. Join me, citizens, for the glory of Athens, for the worship of Athena. Let us extend our walls.
Do you know the most challenging thing I did here was connect the north and south sides of 116th Street? That was on par with our larger operations during the war.
Well, the campus will be unified now. Interesting. Some say it's been walled off, better defined.
Well, better defined, yes, and better protected. Speaking of perspective, Columbia faces west now. Originally, it faced downtown to Trinity Church in Wall Street. I'm not completely enthusiastic about walls, you know. Look at what the Soviets are doing in Eastern Europe. Pericles extended the city walls, and in time, the plague arrived. Athens lost a third of its population from being sealed off from the rest of the world.
I know the history well, General, but a world without walls is not a practical or even possible vision.
We should protect ourselves against the invasion from Harlem.
The gates went up in '68. As a result of the demonstration, that's when Columbia put up what they called ornamental gates.
And when I was young, we played on the campus of Columbia University, and there was never any problem with that. But then after 9/11, they took the opportunity to close off the campus.
And pretend that he just doesn't see. Oh, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
It has been less than 3 weeks since he was killed. We must remain still, and eventually the healing will begin. We will get through this.
Rosemary, I am the one who gave him the words. They were too strong, too much for the powers that be.
Martin knew what he was doing. He didn't want to speak out against the war. He needed to. You and I knew this.
Oh, God, what have I done?
What have you done? What have we done? We supported our great friend, the leader of our age. We offered truth. You cannot think it was your fault.
We are now in total war, Rosemary, abroad and at home, from top to bottom, within the walls and outside of them.
We are. We have been for a very long time. It's up to us to continue the struggle beyond discrimination and beyond Vietnam.
There are so many people who are still in the neighborhood now who would not be here if that uprising had not taken place, because that was when Columbia called a halt, a slowdown, if you will, to the massive evictions that had been going on in the properties that it owned. Martin and the students.
The power that the students had during those protests, especially the Black students protesting the gym, came from their ability to organize with community members. And so you can sort of see how Columbia knew the power that happens when the students are able to actually interact with and connect with the community and organize.
You and I, we've been through that. This is not our fate. So let us not so falsely now.
It gives me pleasure, as it does the administration of Columbia University, to formally rename this building 130 Morningside Drive, Marie Runyon Court. Yay!
Scott. 4 decades is a long time to make the point that people must have security in their homes. We can get along. We can even collaborate for the greater good. However, remember that thousands of others were forced from their homes by Columbia and by the tentacles of Robert Moses. Think of all the neighbors who did so much. How about Tom and Gussie Kapner?
We would like to find common ground.
Common ground, that sounds right. But we know it won't happen if we don't stand our ground. We shall not be removed.
I just know that I'm back here now. I'm adjusting. I need to decide if I want to stay.
You must stay. This is your home.
Home means different things to different people, doesn't it?
Don't say that. Home is tradition. It's what makes you who you are.
Quizás. I've heard about the changes here. Broadway seems like a shopping mall, and that campus in Manhattanville is like a suburb. Hundreds were displaced in that project.
What can we do? People can't afford to live here anymore.
That's progress in America, New York and Morningside Heights. Don't the neighbors protest?
They're too busy and distracted. And these days, with the pandemic, many are afraid. Progress means different things to different people.
En eso estamos de acuerdo.
Some of the neighbors are getting involved, though. They're doing things on the street. I'm making your favorite dinner tonight.
I can't taste anything.
What?
I mean, not COVID. It's a side effect of my medication.
You belong here, Athena.
We'll see.
One out of 3 families in Community Board 9 pays over half their income for rent. Imagine that. You make $1,000 a week, you have $500 left over for food, transportation, utilities. That's a shameful figure. The rents in this area rose by about a third between 18 and 2020.
The next and last scene, we're going to be going to West 111th Street and Amsterdam Avenue to the People's Garden. Thank you so much.
We're going to start with some thoughts from our community members who toured the neighborhood today. Welcome, everyone.
There's a kind of a lot of distrust about the community, but I think it's important that our institutions continue to do what they do best.
You seem eager to share your views.
I understand where Pericles is coming from. This focus on growth and expansion has been part of our community as long as I've been alive. But it's not as simple and straightforward as he thinks.
What do neighbors do in the face of this change?
Work to continue our growth.
Get involved and protect our home. No matter how busy or distracted or tired we are, it's up to us to make our voices heard. That's all that counts.
There's a powerful story that you've heard today, stories of activists and freedom fighters who fought for civil rights and who fought for affordable housing and racial justice. Stories like those of Vincent Harding and Marie Runyon, who made this place so great. Upper Manhattan and Morningside Heights in particular has always tried to be a place where anyone can make it. That ability to succeed here has always been threatened by our ability to stay housed. A lot more must be done, and I look forward to deepening my relationship with you. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. What are the issues in this neighborhood that you want to see fixed, and what government can do about it? Thank you all for having me here. Let's get this forum going.
Thank you.